Everyone at one point in time had an idea for who they wanted to be, where they wanted to go, and how they wanted to be remembered when they were at a ripe old age and they pass away. Even if it was just how you planned out your high school years, at some point you created an idea for how you wanted life years from now, maybe just 1, maybe 5, or even 10. Some people were destined to be the captain of the football team, get the perfect girl, and have great hair. Or maybe in your idea, you were destined to be the drum major, commanding the band, having the brass in a different uniform. For others, maybe you were just setting a goal to make it through high school without tripping on and falling on your face in the cafeteria in front of the guy you had a crush on for 2 years. Others, maybe you just wanted to graduate without and become an actual adult. I knew where I wanted to be when I turned 30. Well, I'm not 30, but when I turned 30. I knew what I had to accomplish before I hit 25. I knew what I was destined to do in high school and even had a list of my top 5 colleges. But hey, some things aren't set in stone. My name is Kara Slaughter, and well, my life didn't go remotely to how I planned it. I grew up here in College Station, Texas. I have both my loving parents in my life. My mom's name is Donna, and she is a principal at Greensbury Elementary. She graduated with a bachelor's degree and her master's degree from Texas A&M University. And my dad's name is Keith, and he is the technology administrator for the school district here. He also graduated from Texas A&M with his bachelor's degree. They had a pretty good love story. My dad was in the Navy when they met, and they traveled all over the place, and he got accepted into the U.S. Naval Academy. But the only one condition is that if you get accepted, you're not allowed to be married, and they only take 2 out of every state, and my dad gave up his acceptance to marry my mom. It's a little bit bittersweet, but it's good, and anyways, I have a younger sister named Michaela. We're 5 years apart. She is currently starting her freshman year of high school and playing volleyball. My favorite color is purple. I love to write and read just about anything. Fall is my favorite season, and I currently work at the MSC bookstore. Around the time I was in 6th grade, I had an understanding for how I wanted my life to go. I was in band and playing volleyball for all of high school, and then I was going to go to college with a scholarship to design wedding dresses. I spent most of that year drawing and designing wedding dresses when I wasn't practicing volleyball or playing clarinet for the band. In 7th grade, I got asked to play the bassoon and began working on being the only bassoon player in middle school. By balancing this out, I balanced this out by playing school and competitive volleyball. By the end of my 8th grade year, my life goals had already begun to change. It was the spring season, and I was in a club volleyball tournament. I was back behind the serving line. I bounced the ball, threw it up, and then proceeded to buckle. I couldn't stand, and come to find out, I had fractured my spine. My life was going to be forever changed because of this. I spent the first 2 years of high school in and out of a hospital. I had to have 3 spinal surgeries, and I currently have my lower spine fused together. I continued to try to play bassoon, but I wasn't allowed to carry it, and I wasn't allowed to sit in the position I needed to sit in to play. I was on the drum line in order to continue being a part of band, and I became the drumline captain. I spent a lot of time in these 2 years drawing and reading just about anything I could get my hands on. Finally, my junior year, I joined choir. I dropped band. I was told by the doctors that I wasn't even allowed to attempt to play volleyball for a very long time, which was all right because I was still recovering. And then my senior year came around, and I still had a desire to own my own wedding dress store and create wedding dresses, but I knew that they didn't make a lot of money, and I needed a degree for a job that would pay off my college bills, and maybe one day own a shop for the fun of it. I had an English teacher for 3 years out of the 4 in high school, who I considered my mentor and who helped me realize I had a passion for reading and writing, and I was actually good at it. So my senior year, I decided I wanted to pursue becoming an editor for a publishing company and applied to Texas A&M University. Throughout all of high school, even during the years when I was going through surgery, I was very active in my community and in my high school, and I did all that I was able to do given my limitations. I maintained all of my grades, A's and B's, and ended up with a 3.87 GPA when I graduated. I was the top 17% of my class and am very proud of that. I was in a very large and competitive class. I faced many challenges in high school, but despite that, I made the decision to overcome them and prove I wasn't going to let any obstacle define who I was going to be. Now we come to college, and I got into the University of North Texas, where I got into their fashion design program to pursue my dream to design wedding dresses. Then I changed my mind, applied to Texas A&M, and got in. But as I mentioned, I was active, and I happened to be active in a club called FCCLA. The main competition for that was something I was very interested in, and I competed amongst many others at the regional level, then state level, where I received first, and then was given the honor to compete at the national level, where I received first place there as well. But when I got into Texas A&M, I was in the Gateway program, and because the national competition was during the same time as Gateway, I had to drop the acceptance to Texas A&M. I then planned to attend Blinn for a year and transfer in. But as the rest of my life went, that didn't go as planned either. I didn't get into the major I wanted, and I'm currently hoping to receive acceptance to A&M this coming spring as a communication journalism major. Life has hit me with nothing but curveballs, and anything that could make me turn and run away from my dreams. But as hard as it was getting through high school and having to apply to Texas A&M not only once, but 3 times, and hopefully finally being accepted at once, and dealing with the repercussions that fracturing my spine came with, I had a strong support system of people continuously encouraging me and keeping me going. And it was only through all that I realized that things were going to come up, problems and obstacles would happen, and I had to just go with it. So the 6th grade me wouldn't have been too happy with the 180 my life took. But there are some things that stay the same. I still want to one day own my own dress store and design wedding dresses. I want to have a family and one day have a few kids of my own, which I didn't mention before, but it's part of my 10 to 20 year plan in the future. I still want to graduate with a degree from one of my top 5 college choices, Texas A&M University. I couldn't be happier because I wouldn't be where I am today and who I am today without my past. And as a great author, Douglas Adams once said, I may not have gone where I intended to go, but I think I've ended up where I needed to be. Thank you. Any questions?